What's up, Amazon sellers? Today I am over in Houston, Texas, and I'm joined by none other than Carlos and Hagan. I'm here to understand about their journey doing 1.5 million last year, selling wholesale on Amazon USA. Stay tuned. Right, okay, so today I'm here in Houston, Texas, and I'm here to learn about some guys doing 1.5 million US at the age of 23. Absolutely incredible. I don't want to introduce myself, but I want to hear from them. So guys, thank you so much for obviously inviting me over.
Welcome to Houston, Texas, brother.
Fantastic. Honestly, it's really great to be here and obviously to see you in person, so thank you. Definitely. And I just want to think, so if anyone doesn't know who you are, can you introduce yourself and obviously just tell us how old you are? So starting with yourself.
My name is Carlos Rivera, 23 years old. Born Houston, from Houston.
And how long have you been selling on Amazon?
This is my fourth year, so 3 years fully, fourth year.
It started at age 19, now 23.
My name is Hagan Holder. I'm 21 years old, and I started selling on Amazon about 2 years ago. And we linked up probably about a year ago, I'd say now, just to scale things. And glad to be here, glad, to see everything.
Carlos Blanco, 21. I've been working with Carlos Rivera for about 4 years now, selling on Amazon for 4 years.
So we've got 23, 21, and 21. And obviously, who are you, may I ask, if anyone doesn't know?
I'm Chris, selling on Amazon since 2016.
Fantastic.
Trying to grow the business as much as I can.
Fantastic. And I know you guys obviously talk a lot, and obviously that's the reason why you're here today. So honestly, thank you for obviously having me in. So you guys are 23, 21, 21, and last year, how much revenue sales did you do on Amazon?
We cleared 1.5 mil on Amazon last year.
Yeah.
So quick question for you. If someone now is like, yeah, that's what they're saying, can you prove it?
Yeah, of course. I can prove that right now.
Hey.
Wow, 1.5 mil. Wow, 1.5, that's like next level. And I think the question I'm going to ask is like, obviously you're so young, and I will get onto that in a minute, obviously the age that you're doing it. But if first things first, like if no one understands, what is it that you're actually doing? Tell us about, what's the business that you're doing? How does it work? What kind of things are you selling? Tell us about that.
So we're running and operating a wholesale business. We sell a bunch of name brand products on the platform. We sell them obviously as for a profit, buy them in bulk, pallet sizes, and yeah, we just find what works on Amazon, what's the biggest demand on Amazon, and we try to acquire them by any means. Yeah.
My God. And Hagan, tell us give us a typical example of like a product you might find. What would you buy it for, and what would you sell it for?
So what we look for, category-wise, I would say is health and household. That's kind of our niche. And I feel like, as a seller, you have to find your niche. You have to find, how is your operation, going to work, and what's going to make you the most money. And that's what we found to be the best for us. So I would say focusing in the health and household category. We sell a lot of everything, right? But I would say, going through our supply chain, that's what's worked the best for us. And that's what we've, seen to do the best. So I would say we'd like to focus on items that are a little bit smaller, that have a lot of high volume, just because, shipping cost, all that stuff. We like to focus on items that, per pallet cost a lot of money, because I see that is what's worked the best for us, and it's allowed us to scale a lot more and check-in times a lot better, and so on and so forth.
Well, so if I clarify, wholesale business model, and you're talking about higher value items in like the home category. Okay, so Carlos, question for you. Why Amazon? Why not there's lots of other marketplaces to sell. Why did you look at Amazon?
Honestly, we started ATM business. Me and Carlos were drop shipping from eBay. We did the RA on Amazon. We decided to do wholesale. And the reason for that, obviously, we came up with the capital. So that's very important when it comes to wholesale. We're getting prices that we want. But the reason that we chose to go to Amazon, because when we started doing it, 2018, it was a big movement, right? He met somebody that kind of, guided us in the right way. And we saw the potential. We saw the first sale, we saw the second sale, we saw the third sale, and we saw our business go from 50K to 100K to 250,000, now to 1.5. So it's a big difference, and we like the potential. We like the freedom that we have. And that's a big thing for us. We're very young, like you said, and just having that time for ourselves And that not a boss telling us what to do. We're the boss telling other people to do, right? And honestly, Amazon's one of the biggest companies in the world. So we don't see it dying anytime soon. And if we can push this to as far as we can, we know from this right here, from Amazon, our home base, we can build thousands of other businesses just off of this. So that's why we do it. Big opportunity for us, and we decided to run with it.
Carlos, quick question for you. Carlos talked about it as well, freedom. Are you guys not like packing boxes, every day, like running to the post office, getting stuff shipped out? What's the situation? How do you do the logistics?
Honestly, logistics would usually just have trucking companies pick up our pallets, come pick up our inventory, send them out to Amazon. As far as like FBM, it's as simple as just making a call to USPS. Hey, we come at this time. We have like 1,000 FBM orders, 1,000 packages going out. We need to go out today. And the boxing and the labeling, absolutely not. I'm just not gonna sit there, and do that. So we delegate that. And it makes our life easier. It makes our company, grow at a more rapid pace, and it just overall helps us grow. So
you're focusing on the bigger picture.
Yes,
right.
I always feel like one thing that I've learned from a lot of people that have always given me advice is, you focus on growing the company. You don't want to focus on getting stuck in it. So I took a lot away from that, and now, you see money going towards employment, payroll, other things that comes with growing a company. You're seeing, we're spending more money, but we're making more money at the same token. So that's how
you gotta dedicate, grow, dedicate.
Hagan, question for you. Obviously, Carlos is talking about investing, payroll. See, right now you're doing 1.5 million. There are 3 of you in the company. What does the operation look like? Give us an idea of that. Is it, have you got like 50 staff in a warehouse? Do you have trucks that you own, or what is it? Tell us about the operation. How does it actually operate?
Yeah, so when it comes to the supply chain, we like to really analyze what products are going to fit best for our company, right? And once you get access by any means of getting these items, we will have them shipped to our warehouse. We'll negotiate with our supplier, and we will have then our employees, who we are on very, very good terms with, come and label SKUs, all of the items that we're selling. After that is done, we will go through our Amazon platform, the seller account, and we will simply have a logistics company come and pick up our items. So I would say on a day-to-day basis, we all have different roles, and we like to really understand what all we're doing, because I would say Amazon is very, very hard to do alone. Everyone wants to do something by themselves, but it's not as scalable. So once you have a good team, you understand your roles and what all is going on within the business, you can make a lot more happen from that, because you have to really understand the system first. We went from 250,000 to 1.5, and which is awesome, right? But that's because we understood the system. We understood how to scale it. And once you understand, that, everything compounds. You just have to understand exactly what is going on in and out. Because in the beginning, I'm not gonna lie, it was a lot of legwork, right? But through business in general, especially Amazon, you get better. You understand the system a lot more, and you're then able to scale from that. So yeah, that's kind of how we do things.
Carlos, obviously Hagan was talking about you all have different roles. What are they? What do you all do?
So me personally, I'm at the warehouse. I handle everything, their employees, handling the seller central, IP complaints, everything of that sort. He obviously, is working more with the distributors, the brands that we open accounts with. He's handling that, emailing back and forth, contacting them if they need to be contacted, placing orders if they need to place orders. And then we have Carlos, and he plays a big role, because it's money, right? Not everybody. If I'm focused on one thing, he's focused on one thing, and he's focused on one thing, it'll work. If we're all trying to focus on everything, it's not going to work, right? So I can't think about, this has to be paid. I can't do that, because that's not my role. I'm in a whole different area, right? He's in a whole different area. He's in a whole different area. So I feel like if you're trying to build something, right, you need a team. You can't build it by yourself. Like I said, it's too much of a headache, and there's way too much to even try to handle, right? Try to manage. That's why you have employees. That's why you have this. That's why you have that, right? But our roles are definitely different in the sense of we have an understanding of what I do, what he does, right? And everybody works together well. You have you have different parts of the business, right? You have the person who needs to go label the product. You have a person who needs to buy that product, and you also have a person who needs to manage the bank account, right? The bank, not the seller, the bank account, right? So that's pretty much our roles, and we're happy with that, and it's working very well. It's a three-headed monster right here, man.
You're dealing with a lot of the warehouse, you say the logistics side. What is Carlos and Hagan doing? What do they?
Shipping,
Yes.
making sure they're shipping the right products out.
Correct. So that's kind of what I do. Carlos is more so, he's handling the money, right? He's handling the money. He's bringing in people that can help us, that can benefit us. So he's more of a networking king, right? He met you first, right? He met Chris first, right? So he brings us in the right position to the right people, right? To get to where we want to go as a whole, right? And then we have Hagan. He's handling, like I said before, the orders. He's calling distributors. He's emailing every single day. He's on his computer, opening the accounts if they need to be open. So that's kind of how we operate. And that's the three things that you need, right? You need people that are going to take you to the next level, which we have. You have somebody who needs to be placing the orders, who needs to be contacting his people, which we have. And then you also need to get the stuff in the warehouse and out of the warehouse, which I do. So that's kind of the three roles of what we do.
Wow, and I know from the last interview I had with you, which was, obviously it was on the phone call. It was very much around that kind of building a relationship, working together, and the challenges, and also how you dealt with them. Obviously Hagan joining, and that was a really interesting story. So, thank you for sharing that. So, thank you. Carlos, 1.5 million, 23, 21, 21, incredible. How did you start?
My first glimpse or kind of getting my feet wet into e-commerce was drop shipping. So we would drop ship from Amazon onto eBay and vice versa. And we also did RA. That's how we kind of got started on Amazon, even playing with the platform is drop shipping from Amazon to eBay and just seeing, this is what works, this is what doesn't work. After that, I met, I was already in a bunch of group chats, younger. I'd get in every group chat I saw on Instagram that anybody was promoting, and just to try to see what information I can get out of it, who I can know, who can teach me something. And I ended up finding someone in California that I flew out to as soon as, he was I'm hosting an event. It's an e-commerce event for Amazon FBA. And we're like, what's Amazon FBA? This is 2018. Yeah. So we're like, what's that? That's something new. So we flew out, we learned, the basics, everything, the general view of the business model. That's how we got kind of into it. And then ever since then, it was just ground and pound type of thing, getting everything done by any means, by all costs, finding the right people, finding funding, building our credit. You gotta understand, like when I was 19, I didn't have any credit. Now I have a lot of credit cards and I have a lot of spending power. So it worked out well. Yeah, now it's just everything's on the Amex. But yeah, that was platinum, the gold, everything. So yeah, that's how it kind of went. We started off slow, but one thing I could always say is, even investing wise, to grow the company, we were risk takers. We would always want the stuff that sells the fastest and gives us a good return. Did it always work out? Absolutely not. Did we lose a lot of money? Absolutely. But it was a big learning curve. I feel like what I've learned at 23, if I would have just stayed on course with what people or the general population tells me to stay focused on, I would not know nearly, not even a tenth of what I know now. And the people that I've known, it's gave me a lot of access. And I feel like just having access to the right people, to the right companies, to the right friends, to the right mentors, it's overall, and that's shaping you. That's overall, you're gonna look back and you're like, I made that decision because maybe I got some advice from this guy. Maybe I got some money from this guy. Maybe I brought in an investor. Everything plays out long term. And now I just feel like everything's playing out.
Amazing. The one thing I kind of take away from that is there's a lot you said, but I think the one thing people don't realize is that, it's 4 years, is that right?
Yes.
Grind,
yeah.
Pound and grind.
Yeah.
That is it. This game is it takes a long time.
70 hours a week.
There's been times, we've made 20, 30,000 off one product. There's times we've lost 16,000 off one product, and it was the lows and the highs, that we had to take. It was the lows and the highs that we had to learn from to overall enable us, for all of us to be sitting here right now, So it all started with a decision.
Hey, well done. Honestly, my God, 1.5 million. But that's the highlight, and that's 4 years later. That's the important thing. Is there's been a lot of failures, 16,000 loss, and And people don't look at that and they don't see that. So thank you for sharing. I think that's a really good point. Hagan, obviously we're talking now about, should we say, 1.5 million, 4 years. You guys are living a great life right now, but tell us some of the hard things. What's gone wrong in the business? Tell us maybe some products that have failed. It's not all, should we say, highlights.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not. And I think that's honestly some of the best parts of it. And I feel like a lot of people only like to focus on the great things, which we are talking about now. But what people have to understand is that in order to get to there, you have to understand the system. You have to understand what's right, and you have to understand what's wrong. Do you have to lose a good amount of money sometimes? Yes, but that's all a part of it. So I would say it's really, the process and the that you go on, because it wasn't always easy at all. Like in the beginning, we had to build something from the ground up, and I came on board and we all scaled. We understood our roles like we talked about, and everything that you do in life that really means something to you, you're gonna have to go through the ins and the outs, because once you really start to scale, you'll appreciate the losses that you took because you're a lot smarter. It's not about the money that you make, it's about the people that you become like in the process. And I feel like that we have our heads on the right shoulders, and we're very, very excited for this year. We want to double what we did this year because we know it's triple. It's easily possible because we've become a lot smarter in this field.
My God, well, obviously you look at your results. I think you were talking about 250,000 last year, $250,000 now, 1.5, or the year prior 1.5. The rate of growth is incredible, and the fact that obviously you've got an amazing team, you've got some Amex Platinums, we know what you're doing. It's absolutely brilliant.